Hello Pokemon fans, I'm Crispy Charizard and this is Pokemon 101, and I'll be discussing Pokemon energies in the Pokemon world and where you can recognize different types of energy that you may have not noticed before. Now I'm going to start at the beginning again with the Unknown and how they created Arceus. With what energy the Unknown are able to literally do anything, as is seen in the third Pokemon movie, I don't know. I'm just purely assuming assumptions at this point. But this energy of creating anything might be unique to the Unknown. It could be some sort of psychic type energy. Or I could just call it the unknown energy because it's unknown. Or it just might be the energy that some of it is in Arceus himself. As everyone knows, Arceus created Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, as well as the physical universe, which the Unknown did not create themselves. Now, if the Unknown created Arceus, and Arceus created everything else, it's possible that they share this power to create, and Arceus is actually limited because it is not all-powerful. Unlimited energy exists in the Unknown dimension, apparently, but Arceus is just like any other Pokemon, which is why it can be captured like any other Pokemon, and it is even weaker so if it's inside a Pokeball. Now, health points might be another type of energy. It is the energy in a Pokemon that allows it to stay conscious and keep fighting. Without health points, a Pokeball cannot capture a Pokemon, apparently, which has something to do with their design. And of course, you need as much health as possible in order to keep fighting. Now, life energy is the energy that Xerneas gives off in order to make things thrive. It is the energy in basically literally all living things. Apparently, it is a very significant energy out of all the types of energies. This same energy is stolen from living things by Yveltal, and Yveltal seems to be very non-beneficial to people at first, but in reality, it has been recently discovered that Yveltal is beneficial because the land, which has lost all of its life energy when Yveltal turns stuff to stone, is actually more fertile in the future because of it. So it is actually a balancing force. Just like a fire in a forest will fertilize the ground and open pine cones in real life. Now, 18 further types of energy is those equivalent to the types in the Pokemon franchise. Pokemon use these specific energies when using moves of that same type. For example, to use a Thunderbolt, a Pokemon is basically channeling electric type energy. All Pokemon have very various types of energy inside them. It can be assumed that Pokemon are not limited to what types of energy they can use because Pokemon are very diverse in the moves they can use. For example, a Feebas can use Iron Tail or Dragon Pulse, which means it can channel Steel and Dragon type energy, and others as well. Of course, a Pokemon is made to be stronger at moves of its own type, as is the Stab, the same type attack boost. But that doesn't mean it can never use other types, because it can use attacks of other types. The trading card game has already hinted about energy because the whole part of the game is energy cards, which a Pokemon cannot attack without. They need this energy in order to attack, which is what I'm saying is the basis of all Pokemon in the regular main games. Now, if a Pokemon is low on power points, or PP, that is essentially the energy that they needed to use those attacks. The type doesn't really matter because all attacks have various PP amounts. The items Ether, Max Ether, Elixir, and Max Elixir seem to be man-made medicines that restore that power back to them. These items are rare and not sold anywhere for some reason. Now, a Pokemon's strength in its stats, that is attack, defense, special attack, special defense, HP, and speed, I'm not really sure what kind of energy is responsible for these because I believe these are just biological parts of them. Now, the HP I already discussed, which maybe I shouldn't have distinguished it. So these are not energies, these are just biological parts of a Pokemon. and each Pokemon is unique biologically, of course. However, different types of energy might exist that can make them stronger. Now, an effort value and effort points can be given to a Pokemon to make itself stronger, like is found in these feathers. So, it is possible that energy exists in effort points. The effort value can also be boosted by vitamins of 6 different types. This might be further evidence that effort is actually a form of energy. Of course, I'm still speculating. I'm not completely sure if effort is energy or not. One of the most significant types of energy is evolution energy. Now, every Pokemon has different types of methods to evolve. Some use experience and some use items, but that energy that is given to them is used to evolve, but it also gives off energy. Professor Rowan of the Sinnoh region is specifically the professor who likes to study this specific type of energy. Now, people have assumed that the thing that makes stones make Pokemon evolve is a type of radiation. It is possible that they give off very small amounts of radiation, which, when a Pokemon is exposed to them, it might make them evolve. Now, I propose that this is evolution energy of different types, of course, which means there are more types of energy than I originally anticipated. Of course, many Pokemon have different requirements to evolve, but the thing they have in common is that they need energy to evolve, whether that energy comes in the form of radiation from stones or from experience, or maybe other methods, because evolution has many different methods. I might even discuss that in a future video. What is less clear is why they require energy to evolve, but also give off a large amount of energy when they actually do evolve. What I'm talking about is the glowing light that every Pokemon gives off when they evolve. Everyone recognizes it. When a Pokemon evolves, it starts to glow and gives off a lot of light, and it also temporarily turns into energy. This is evidence that evolution does give off energy, which is something that Team Galactic was interested in when they tried to steal Professor Rowan's research. But beyond evolution, this energy transformation is very significant. That is the whole reason that Pokeballs can turn Pokemon into energy is strange. I'm going to discuss this more in detail on my video on Pokeballs in the future, but this technology, which is very Star Trek-like, basically matter-energy conversion, is something that is not actually possible at all in the real world. Matter-energy conversion on this scale is just not realistic. It is very, very difficult, but we are, assuming that in this cartoon / anime, Pokemon can be turned into energy. Another important type of energy is Mega Evolution Energy, which is an advanced form of evolution energy, like I already mentioned. Now, Mega Evolution Energy does not exist in every timeline or universe. I will be discussing the multiverse and timeline theories in a future video, but basically, the Mega Evolution timeline is the one where Mega Evolution exists, but not in the other, original timeline. And Mega Evolution Energy basically powers up a Pokemon into a temporary form. I'd like to digress and mention Ash Greninja. Now, its form change is due to its ability, Battle Bond, and it has been explicitly stated on many occasions that it is not Mega Evolution. Now that that's been cleared up, I'd like to propose that there is a similar source for this energy. Now, of course, energy is responsible for Battle Bond's change, and if it's not Mega Evolution energy, it still gets its source from the same thing as Mega Evolution. What I'm referring to, of course, is the bond part of Battle Bond. A Pokemon needs to have a trainer that has a mutual trust in each other in order to Mega Evolve, and that goes for Greninja's Battle Bond as well. Of course, with a few exceptions, Pokemon need a trainer to Mega Evolve. So, even though it is explicitly not a Mega Evolution, Ash Greninja still gets its energy from a similar source, which is, of course, the bond with its trainer. Still in the family of Mega Evolution, we have Primal Reversion. It is closer to Mega Evolution than Battle Bond is, because it is from an item which is similar to a Mega Stone. But while regular Pokemon have gotten stronger over the years, which is what Mega Evolution is, Primal Reversion is the opposite. It is a devolution. It is reversion, as is in its name. These Pokemon were strong in the past, have slumbered for many years, and have become weaker, but can become stronger like in their original form due to Primal Reversion. Another type of energy is temporal energy. This is the energy that comes out of Dialga's dimension, the temporal dimension, or the temporal universe, or whatever it's called. Basically, Dialga controls it. And anything related to Dialga or its dimension, as I will discuss further, has to do with time energy. Of course, time flows because of Dialga, or maybe it is because of its dimension. But they have to be in sync, the dimension and the Pokemon, to make time flow. Furthermore, Celebi, for unknown reasons, has the ability to time travel. Maybe Dialga created it, maybe it didn't. No one knows. But Celebi has some sort of relationship to the temporal dimension if it can time travel. Now, I believe that Celebi, just like Dialga, has access to temporal energy, and temporal energy is what it utilizes in order to time travel. As was seen in the Zoroark movie, when Kodai wanted to see the future, he touched a time ripple, which is a portal that Celebi uses to travel through time, and he absorbed energy. Now, this energy, I propose, is temporal energy, as in the energy controlled by Celebi, Dialga, and which is found in the temporal dimension. When absorbing this energy, it created much devastation around him, but he did not care, because it gave him the power to see the future in visions. For selfish reasons, of course. This is further evidence that temporal energy exists. Now, Dialga's counterpart, Palkia, has its own dimension, which is full of bubbles for some strange reason. Now, Palkia is a water type, of course, a water dragon, but we'll never know why. It has spatial energy, I propose, because temporal energy is pretty obvious, so why not spatial energy? It is the energy that gives stuff dimension, length, width, and height, and which gives the universe its spatial existence. Not only did Palkia use spatial energy in the Darkrai movie, but Hoopa seems to have a similar connection to Palkia, almost as if it's a equivalent of Celebi who time travels. Hoopa, in both of its forms, has the power to transport anything through its rings, basically personal wormholes. Something about it utilizes spatial energy. Now, as for the item which confines Hoopa and switches it between its two forms, in the movie about it, it has been stated that it was created using alpha power. I mean alpha energy. As I previously noted, basically it is the power of Arceus utilized by people. Now, how people utilize this energy, I do not know, but they have a personal connection to Arceus, as is seen by their necklaces. Of course, they also utilized water, fire, and ground energy to make the bottle that confines Hoopa. As I stated earlier, those are type energies. Similar to people using alpha energy from Arceus, there are people who can utilize aura. Now, I'm not sure what aura is, but for some reason it is similar to the fighting type energy. And Ash, and Riley, and Sir Aaron, and some other guy from that one episode about Spiritomb seem to be able to utilize aura, as do many Pokemon, notably Lucario. I'm not really sure what aura is, but it's basically what aura is by definition, a special type of energy that surrounds everything. Despite what aura may be, whether it's alpha energy or not, although I doubt it, when combined with temporal energy, which I also mentioned, it lets you see the past using time flowers. Now, time flowers are not really significant since they were in just one movie, but according to the movie, if you use aura on a time flower, you can see a recorded message of the past. So it's basically like a recording device. And since it is time related, I'm saying it has access to temporal energy inside of it, but it also needs aura to activate it. Another energy introduced in Generation 5 is dream energy, as is studied by Professor Fennel in Unova. Apparently there is another dimension, the dream world, where Pokemon go when they dream, and they also have dream energy in this process. Now, not much is known about this energy, but Fennel was researching on using it as a renewable and clean energy source. A very significant Pokemon in this topic is Victini, the victory Pokemon. Most people understand that Victini gives power to anyone it touches, as was seen in its movie, where any Pokemon it touched gained very much power, and it can also power many things, as seen in the movie. Now, I propose that Victini is a source of unlimited energy, but for what reasons I do not know. Basically, whatever type of moves you want to use, Victini can power it. It is not limited to its own types. Now, what relationship Victini has to the source of all energy, I do not know. As I stated earlier, the source of all energy originally was the unknown dimension. Everything came from the unknown dimension. The unknown created everything through Arceus. But Victini uniquely has a lot of energy because whatever Pokemon it touched, or even human, they gained unique power levels. So something about Victini is very unique, but this is just speculation. I do not know what it is, but it has a lot of energy inside of it. And last, but certainly not least, it is Z energy, or Z power, as it'll be said to be called in Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is introducing Z moves, which are powered by Z power. Now, this reminds me of Mega Evolution energy, because it requires a bond between Pokemon and trainer. Specifically, the animation even shows that the energy flows out of the trainer and into the Pokemon, which means the trainer is the source of this power, through its crystals, of course. Now, I'm still speculating at this point, but this energy seems quite powerful. Whatever this Z power is, it might be related to Mega Evolution energy, it might be related to Victini energy, it might be related to Alpha energy, and I do not know for sure what is its identity. But we will find out in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I really need the help to pay the bills. And if you do, I'll make sure to make better content.